Hello and welcome to yet another interesting section of this module. And this section I call it as Rupam's Mundus Novus. Introduction to a new world altogether. And this is going to be very, very interesting and enlightening also. And this is going to give you a quick tickle around what we can do with data. So let's proceed with the data magician's world and see what Mundus Novus can actually do. So let me just show you this example. I have got Power BI, which we are anyway going to open. The Pandora box we are going to open in the next module, where we will talk about the ETL and Power Query, stuff like this. But before that, just to keep you hydrated and keep you on your toes, on your heels, let me show you something very interesting. Imagine this is the data, and this data it's not a small data set. So actually this is I would say a statistical data set. This is actually a population data set for a place in Canada called Ontario. And I'll just give you an example. So what this means actually, let's say if you talk from this perspective of the first record, this is 2002, name Abby, frequency 5. So what this means that, okay, in 2002, 5 parents chose their daughter's name as Abby. This is what it means, okay. So likewise, if you see, these are the baby names of girl child in this particular region called Ontario in Canada. This is a survey, and believe me, this data set was a huge data set. We had just cropped the data, and we have got, you won't believe, we have got data over here from 1917 till 2010. If you see this, 93 years of data, 83,000 records, and this 93 years of data I am going to demonstrate to you as a part of Mundus Novus in 90 seconds. Watch this very carefully. So I'm going to use some visualization. That's a trick. Anyway, when you actually come with me into this entire journey of data analysis and storytelling, this is what you will also be able to do. But at this moment, I am going to show you something like this. Look at those baby names, and with the baby names, I am able to see that in 1920 somewhere, Margaret, names like Mary, Margaret, these names were very popular in this particular region of Ontario. Then as we move to 1930s and till 1930s, 35 also, these Mary and Mary, these names were actually predominantly there in that particular zone of Ontario. Then comes 1940s, and then we see that new names. I mean, till now, all these names were there, Mary and Mary, and sometime in just 1950s, something had happened, and most of their parents actually chose their baby names as Linda. Then came Susan, Deborah, new names, Karen, Catherine, and as you see, 1960s till 1960, Mary and Mary were actually the most popular names in this particular region, and suddenly names like Lisa comes into picture 1960s, and then from somewhere we don't know, the name Jennifer comes into picture. And if you see the 65 to 75, almost around this was the time of baby boomers actually, and Jennifer was a very common name in this particular region. And then comes 1982, 1984, and then Jennifer also lost its popularity, and then new names like Jessica, Amanda, Sarah, Stephanie, Samantha, and Ashley. These are the new names coming up. 1994, 1995, we are entering 2000, and then in 2000, this name like Emily, Sarah, these names were there. And by the time we come by around 2004, 2005, we see new names like Olivia. So by 2010, till the time we have the data, we see Olivia as the most popular name. 83,000 records, 93 years of data. We have just visualized with one visual of this tool called Power BI in less than 90 seconds maybe, or 90 seconds. That's the power of the tool. That's the power of data storytelling. What I just did in front of you is actually data storytelling. So from a data which looks like very, boring data, I actually converted it using the tool called Power BI. I converted it into an interesting section, into an interesting story. That's what we are going to do in Mundus Novus throughout this session, and that is what we have planned also. So by now what we have done is we have completed the entire module. We have completed the Omega module, and we have talked about introduction, description, creation, as well as guiding principles, and then a small tips and tricks of how to actually build up stories with the data. So be with us in the next modules as we proceed with the next segment of data modeling primarily, and before that we will talk about how to prepare the data, mine the data. So that's what we are going to see in our next module. So till we meet next, thank you so much for joining with us, and we close module 1, the Omega module, with this. Thank you.